Please remember that no man can unlock accurately the secret Bible mysteries by his own interpretation alone, unless by applying God's own witnessing as found in the Bible, as the witnessing between God and Lamb, the very portal, the divine source of light and wisdom, on how to unlock Bible mysteries. The witnessing between God, Heavenly Father, and Lamb, Jesus Christ, as manifest through their names, title, is the portal that unlocks the revelation of God's mystery which arrived during the days of Revelation 10:7, in our present generation. Revelation 10:7, but in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants the prophets. Although Mrs. White wrote down the no definite tracing of prophetic time beyond 1844, written by her in 1900 AD, manuscript 59 1900, as the days that covered Revelation 10:1-6, closed door message in relation to time. She also foresaw the open door message in relation to time, as the days that would cover Revelation 10:7-11, when John sees the little book, as the message in relation to time, unsealed, Revelation 10:8. During the last period of probation, SDA Bible Commentary, Volume 7, page 971, paragraph 9, allotted to spiritual Israel that arrived by year 2002 after 102 years of tarrying time, Habakkuk 2:2-3, from 1900 AD, as pinned on chart by the Key of David. See chart 36b. That is why by year 2002, last period of probation, that was 2 years after the close of 6,000 years, when the days of Revelation 10:7 arrived, as the fulfillment of the other side writings by Mrs. White, when she foresaw the open door message in relation to time, as the days that covered Revelation 10:7-11, open door message in relation to time, the fulfillment of John's vision in Revelation 10:8. Question: what timeline was used from closed door message in relation to time, as the days that covered Revelation 10:1-6, to open door message in relation to time, as the days that covered Revelation 10:7-11, as both prophesied by Mrs. White during her day? Answer: the 2,300 days reckoning in Daniel 8:14, is the foundation and central pillar of the Advent faith, the Great Controversy, page 409, paragraph 1. The 2,300 days reckoning, as both literal and symbolic, as our timeline, is God's own yardstick that measure his sanctuary. Number 1. Timeline under the third angel's message, Revelation 14:9-12 from the West. The timeline under the third angel's message from the West, that proclaims the first message of the gospel, God's kingdom of grace, Christ's first advent, was the literal 2,300 days reckoning. Historical proof: the literal 2,300 days reckoning, as the timeline that was used by Mrs. White on no definite tracing of prophetic time beyond 1844, that she wrote in the year 1900, was derived clearly from her statement last 1900 AD. The people will not have another message upon definite time. After this period of time, reaching from 1842 to 1844, there can be no definite tracing of prophetic time. The longest reckoning reached to the autumn of 1844, referring to the literal 2,300 days reckoning, Daniel 8:14, manuscript 59, 1900, paragraph 24. Note: this no definite tracing of prophetic time beyond 1844, written by Mrs. White in the year 1900, by using the literal 2,300 days reckoning, as timeline under the third angel's message, that proclaims the message of the start of investigative judgment in 1844, that arrived at the end of 2,300 days, Daniel 8:14. That is why the literal 2,300 days reckoning under the third angel's message from the West, has no message on the end of investigative judgment. Because that message belongs to Revelation 18:1 from the East, whose timeline is the symbolic 2,300 days reckoning, that will proclaim the end of investigative judgment, and the coming fall of modern Babylon, as fixedly located on sanctuary map. The very reason why the 2,300 days reckoning is both literal and symbolic, as the foundation and central pillar of the Advent faith, proves the fact why the 2,300 days reckoning is God's own yardstick that measure his sanctuary. Number 2. Timeline under Revelation 18:1 message from the East. Question: what timeline under Revelation 18:1 from the East was used by the two olive trees, imparted to human instrumentalities, the Review and Herald, March 2, 1897, to write down the open door message in relation to time, that arrived in the days of Revelation 10:7-8, that was written on chart in the year 2002, at the end of tarrying time in Habakkuk 2:2-3, that was pinned on chart, by the key of David? Answer. The timeline under Revelation 18:1 message from the East, that proclaims the second message of the gospel, God's kingdom of glory, Christ's second coming, is the symbolic 2300 days reckoning, as disclosed on chart. Question. How the symbolic 2300 days reckoning is proven on chart, by applying the witnessing between God and Lamb, as the portal that unlock Bible mysteries, arrived in the days of Revelation 10:7 in our present generation. We have the following. Last 2002 AD, last period of probation, the two olive trees imparted to human instrumentalities, derived in figure the consistent mathematical formula from the portal, that unlocked the symbolic 2300 days reckoning, as the timeline under Revelation 18:1 from the East, Philippines, from the portal was derived in figure, the witnessing between God, Heavenly Father, and Lamb, Jesus Christ, as manifest through their names, title. See chart 6 in the background. Please remember that no man can unlock accurately the secret Bible mysteries by his own interpretation alone, unless using God's own witnessing as found in the Bible, as the witnessing between God and Lamb, the very portal, the divine source of light and wisdom. The two olive trees used this timeline unlocked from the portal, to write down on chart the open door message in relation to time, that arrived in the days of Revelation 10:7, when the mystery of God should be finished, including all one-side writings by Mrs. White dealing with closed door message in relation to time, that shifted towards the fulfillment of the other side of Mrs. White's writings, pertaining to open door message in relation to time, days covered by Revelation 10:7-11, that arrived during the last period of probation, 2002 AD.